Hello, everybody. Welcome to Mouse Cheers.
Cheers.
John.
Bully, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Good.
Yeah. Doing good.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a bit.
It's been a hot minute.
You're playing through Kingdom Hearts.
Let me tell you.
You're picking it back up.
Played through it once. Fully once. And then, I played...
Wait, you've only played it once?
Only played it once. So I've played it a few times.
Okay.
But that's
it.
picking it up and messing around.
Okay.
I've beat it once.
Got it.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
This go around, not only do I have new opinions, not only do I have new things to add.
Okay.
And have forgotten and so on and so forth. But also, somehow, I struggled worse than the first time.
That's wild, because I gave you some sound advice. Did you take it?
Do you think I took it?
I don't think you took it.
Well, then there we go.
Okay.
There we go. First and foremost.
So at the island, you weren't hitting enemies till you leveled up to level 6 or 7?
So no, I didn't do that.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
The game... Because every time you beat a big boss, you level up.
Well, I know that now.
So
Dude, I'm telling you. And this happened with Kingdom Hearts 2 also. So even after I beat the first one, I played the second one immediately after.
Yeah.
You'd think I would learn my lesson then.
You'd think.
No, because when someone hard comes, I just spend like 3 hours randomly fighting strong enemies just to level up to go back and beat that boss or whatever.
That sounds like it sucks.
So it did suck. So anyway, here's this. Every time I went to a new world, I would switch out Goofy for whomever world it was.
He hates Goofy so much.
Here's the thing. Every time I switched Goofy, because I did do it still. I always switched it back. Why? Why, you ask? Can you tell me why?
Yes, I can tell you why. Because you're leveling your characters up, too, as you level yourself up. And you can, just like your Keyblade, you can give them different wands and shields that level up. This is basic stuff, which seems like a revelation to you. But it's all good.
Also, I found it incredibly annoying, which apparently it didn't the first time around. But this go around, I found it incredibly annoying whenever I wanted to do a Trinity Mark. I'd have to switch to Goofy or just not do it and say, I'll come back later.
I literally never switch the people out. My party is always me, Donald, Goofy. So, there's that. I'd love to talk more about Kingdom Hearts in a future episode. Kind of, we did an overview. It was kind of all over the place.
I don't think we did it justice.
I think that we need to do a more structured a more structured set to it. So that's what I think.
Yeah. You got it. And after this playthrough, I'm gonna jot some thoughts and feelings down.
Of course. Jot them.
And then I'm gonna play through the second one, and that's another reason to jot, so I don't confuse the two.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to play through the third.
Yeah, for the first time.
Yep, I started. Never finished.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we're actually pretty up to date in terms of podcasting. This podcast that we're recording today, this is a Tuesday, and it's literally going up this Friday. So this is very current events here. Splash Mountain, I think, is closing at Disney World for good on January 23rd, or is it 27th? It's like it's next week. I think it's before next Friday. So it is closing, and it is closing for good. What was your last ride? When was the last time you rode it?
It was after COVID. So it was in the last 2 years.
So it was during COVID.
It was during. It was after the lockdown, I should say.
Oh, okay. But it was during the pandemic.
Yes, it was during.
Were you wearing masks in the park?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait. Was I? I was definitely wearing masks on the bus. Was I wearing a mask in the
was it like an
park?
indoor mask thing?
That's it. Indoor.
Okay, 'cause
Outdoor, no.
Okay, I went twice while it was masks outdoors.
What was that like? Was it fine?
No.
Oh.
Here's the thing, you're in Disney World, but there's this looming gloom above you. So it's like every once in a while, like you're in Disney World, you're wearing a mask, and then every once in a while in the parks, an announcement would play like, for your own safety, please, keep 6 feet.
Yeah.
Wear a mask unless you're eating and stationary. And like, it wasn't a positive message, so it felt very like we weren't escaping the world. We weren't in,
Right.
we're in Disney, but we're very well aware of the situation.
And
And it was a stressful situation.
I believe it.
There was a point. There was literally a point where I'm like, is this it? Am I gonna I'm either gonna look back when I'm 90 and say,
I remember
when we had to wear masks for 2 years, or I'm gonna remember and I'm gonna look back and say, hey, remember when we didn't have to wear masks for my first 35 years? Like, I thought it was gonna be like, is this forever now? Is this what it is?
Yeah.
It was feeling. A lot of people were, it was a little stressful.
And let me just say, with all of that weighing you down, that is one thing that was so special about Splash Mountain. This was both mine and yours, correct me if I'm wrong, first ride of the park, of the visit, of the Magic Kingdom visit.
It was my first ride in Disney World on my very first visit.
And every time you go to Magic Kingdom, is it your first stop?
Unless it's down for the morning, 100%.
There we go. Because
it's a long ride. It's like 11-minute ride. No, I'm sorry. It's like a 16-minute ride. It's like really long, and it's so like immersive and magical that it really just sets the tone for the vacation.
It sets the tone for the vacation. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a way to start your morning with zippity doo dah stuck in your head.
Yeah, not just zippity doo dah, but I love How Do You Do?
How Do You Do?
And I love the Laughing Place.
The Laughing Place. The music is outstanding.
Yeah.
This is listen to in the car kind of music.
Oh, absolutely. The whole Splash Mountain track is phenomenal. Like, I love listening to it in the car. It's like the the bird in the birdhouse. How do you do?
Yeah.
And then you're like in the Laughing Place. They're all like,
oh yeah.
It's like, beware,
Oh,
turn
yeah.
back.
And you get the glorious smell of the bromine.
Ah, yes. At least that's not going away. We're gonna have that bromine smell. We're gonna have that. It's the Pirates of the Caribbean too. You could smell
You're right.
that. I love the smell of the water rides. Love it.
Great smells.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the characters. So have you seen the cartoons that the ride's based on now? So Song of the South, definitely a controversial movie. Hasn't even been... I don't think it's been released on VHS in the United States. The VHS copy I own is, I think, from like England or something. I had to get a different, thing. Never released on DVD, never released on Blu-ray, never released digitally. You can see it online, and of course, if you buy VHS from other country. That being said, I think it's with all the controversy aside, I think it's a pleasant movie. I really like it. I quite like it a lot, actually. I think Uncle Remus is an excellent character, and when he tells the stories, I actually really love the three shorts that are in the movie. I would give it a watch. If the one controversial thing in the cartoons, because the cartoons are generally like fine, in my opinion. I don't know if there's problems with the voice acting. I don't know. I know it's controversial, but there's Brer Rabbit. Brer Fox and Brer Bear produce a baby made of tar. They call it the tar baby, so it could be a little problematic. And then Brer Rabbit ends up getting stuck in the tar, and that's how they get him. On the ride, you see that same scene, except it's not a tar baby; it's a honeycomb, or it's a bee's comb. You know what I'm talking? So he's stuck in that, and that's how they get him on the ride. So it follows the animated sequences, but it kind of fixes what was problematic at the same time. But this whole the Briar Patch and the Laughing Place, the theming of it, I just truly love it. I love Brer Rabbit. I love the Brer Bear being this big oaf, and
the
Brer
duo
Fox.
between Brer Fox and Brer Bear.
Yeah.
And let me just quickly ask you if you could ride the ride with one character. And I mean not animated character. I mean this is a person in a costume.
Oh.
So space is a factor depending on who you pick.
So wait a minute. Can I do a person character?
Sure.
Okay.
I know exactly who I'd ride with.
Oh, for picture's sake, I'd probably go with one of the country bears.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yep. My head automatically goes to Brer Bear because he is so large, specifically in the waist area.
Yeah.
It will be a completely uncomfortable ride.
Yeah.
Completely. I will probably hate it. I will do it 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
10 times out of 10 I'll do it.
So funny.
Yeah. But love the relationship between the duo of the antagonists, if you will. Not a huge roller coaster guy.
Yeah.
Now
this falls under flume.
Regardless,
So
if it's not
yeah.
a stationary bench with an ice cream stand next to it, not interested.
If it's not a stationary bench with a Joffrey's next to it.
Cheers
There
to
it is.
Joffrey's.
Cheers
You're really out there saving lives, making sure I don't go on Tower of Terror.
Cheers.
Cheers. It never gets old, let me tell you. But here's the thing. In the Florida one, there are 3 drops. And the last one is the big one.
There's more than 3 drops. I think, hold up. You got the one going into the main room. Then you have 2 in a row. So they're in 3 spots, but you have 2 in a row. The second drop is 2. It's like a drop, and then you go on, and then there's another drop, and then you go. So I think there are 4 drops. Why don't you keep talking? I'll look up how many drops, because I think Disneyland has 3, and we have like 4 or 5. But
interesting. Well, here's the thing. I'm not a roller coaster guy, or flume if you want to say flume. It doesn't matter. Like I said, if it's not a park bench next to a Joffrey's cart, not interested. And here's the thing. I make the exception for most things roller coaster in Disney World. Other than that, you'll never see me on a roller coaster at like a Six Flags or something like that. Okay. Not only does it set the feel for the vacation because it's such an immersive ride, because it's such a catchy song and all this, it sets me in the correct mindset to be ready to ride all these rides that I wouldn't normally ride by throwing you right into the fire with the big drop, you see. Mm-hmm. The first time, pure terror. I'm a professional
this guy
photo taker on the roller coasters, professional.
Yeah.
The shoe phone and whatnot. Cheers to Paul.
Classic.
But here's this. The first time I go down, the picture, my face, pure terror.
So, yeah, this guy, first time he goes on it, afterwards he's like, what? Do people do this for fun? It's not fun.
It's not.
there are 5 drops on Splash Mountain.
Well, there we go.
There's the one at the beginning. There's the 2 before the laughing place.
Yep.
There's the big drop, and then they count that fifth, that really small drop as a 5th one. You know, when you're hanging by the, you know how when you stop before the zippity-doo-dah scene, and the water is splashing off the rocks, and you're like, that's worse than the
worst part of the ride.
It's the worst part.
Worst part of the ride. Shut it down.
Shut it down. And then there's like that little drop. Like that doesn't count. Come on. There's 4 drops. Let's say it's 4. The last time I rode it was not the last time we went. Actually, not the last 2 times we went, because my son was with us both times. It was the time before that. It was a farewell ride. Actually, the first time we tried to go on it, I talk about this on this podcast. It stopped, and we had to evacuate.
Yeah. We put the video that you took and then got yelled at.
Yeah,
on the TikTok page and the Instagram page.
Nice.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instatalk. Or don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us.
Yeah. YouTube is where you want to be.
Yeah.
The Instagram page. Yeah.
We come and go. We need some more shorts from you. Shorts.
I'm going to get right.
Guy.
I'll get right on that.
No doubt.
I'll get right on that.
Our shorts get a decent amount of views, actually.
Oh, yeah, they do. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, we'll talk about this off camera.
Talk about it.
But when I do it,
we're transparent.
We're transparent. You know what? You guys can get the inside scoop on this. Here's the thing. When I do it in batches.
I know you do.
And then I do like 6, 7 shorts at a time.
Yeah.
And then I'll take a long break. The problem is I take too long of a break.
This was a long one. And by the way, everything you just said, that was all for you guys, because I know all this already. It's all good.
That was all for you guys.
Well, it was so I was afraid that I was not going to get my farewell ride on Splash Mountain.
Uh-huh.
However, we went on it again, and it was successful. And I went on it with the mindset of this is the last time, because I didn't know when it was going to close. Now there's a closing date, and it stings a little bit because I'm literally going the first week of February, and it's closing the last week of January.
It stings.
Stings.
It stings is what it does. And, you're going to have to... You know what? I'll even say this. It's worse knowing that you can still see it. It's a mountain.
Yes.
You can still see it. The queue line is still going to be there. Mm-hmm. It's closing down. The renovation probably isn't going to start for a little while, or at least a noticeable renovation.
Yeah.
So that means you can walk by it, look at it, get sad all over again.
You're not wrong.
Terrible time.
You're not wrong. And they're basically, they're just gutting it, and they're going to retheme it, and then they're going to redo the exterior. So it's really a Maelstrom Frozen Ever After situation.
Right.
Where they're going to, I think they're keeping the track. They're just repurposing the story. Sad stuff. And you know what? The 3 mountains. You got the 3 mountains. You got Splash, Thunder, Space. Now you just have Thunder and Space. It'll be Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which I don't love the name of that. They should have kept mountain in there somewhere. Tiana's Bayou Mountain. I don't know. Tiana's
you find me a
Mountain.
mountain in the bayou.
Yeah.
You find me a mountain in the bayou.
Well, you'd find me a bayou in the frontier. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. And I've said this many times before on the pod. I'll say it again. Love Princess and the Frog. Top 5. Make a ride. Make it quick. Not Splash Mountain.
But Splash Mountain, unfortunately. Princess and the Frog is not top 5 for me. However, I really quite like that movie. I think Dr. Facilier is one of my favorite villains.
Dr. Facilier.
He's right up there with like some of the classic villains.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll put him next to like Captain Hook and Ursula and
I'd put him there. I'd put him there.
I really like him. I like his song as well, and I like his character design. I think he's awesome. And I like that he's kind of he's dabbling into that voodoo magic, and that's what ultimately consumes him. Spoilers. So what do you think is gonna? What do you think? Do you think like, oh, so wait, this is not the movie. We're not going through the movie, right?
Correct. I'd much rather do that if I'm being honest.
Me too.
I don't care about a Bayou Adventure. Yeah. Do I look like I care about a Bayou Adventure?
However, if we think about it, the Bayou, it might not be that different of an aesthetic that Splash Mountain, because you got the plant life everywhere. You can easily feel like you're traveling through a swamp or the Bayou River or something.
Here's the thing, John.
Mhm.
Here's the thing, John. How would you feel if I took Peter Pan?
Yeah.
I gutted it.
Yeah.
All right? Still a Peter Pan ride, but instead of taking you through the story of Peter Pan, I just took you through Neverland Adventure.
Oh, no. I agree with what you're saying. I'm on your page. I'm not fighting it at all. I'm trying to find the positive. That's all.
Okay.
I and as you said, when you said that you'd rather go through the movie, I agree. 100% I would rather go through the movie. And I think their dark rides are successful because you go through the movie.
Right.
Bayou Adventure, I guess we don't know. Maybe it is through the movie. Maybe it's her in the Bayou Adventure after.
This is a lingering problem that happened under JPEG's watch.
Yeah, JPEG. Was it announced? I think it was announced under Iger's watch.
Was it really?
Was it first announced under Iger's watch? Yeah, but I guess we don't know. We don't know for sure, or unless we do, and I'm missing some news or something. We don't know for sure if it's a different adventure or if we're going through the movie. For some reason, I think it's a different adventure, though.
Don't love that.
Yeah. Aesthetically, if it's a different adventure, aesthetically it'll still be magical because it'll be the Disney characters. You'll have the greenery. You'll have the mood of the bayou. So like I'm up for it. You finding it?
No.
What are you typing in?
Well, that's the.
What did you type?
Well, I typed when was Splash Mountain's closure announced?
When was the Splash Mountain re-theme announced?
Okay, hold on.
Or re-theming?
You're right.
Because the closure has been announced. It's January 20th.
I know, and that's the answer I'm getting.
What was the date? January what?
23rd.
It is the 23rd. Sad stuff.
Nah, man, this isn't giving me what I want.
It was on Iger's watch. I'm almost certain of it.
Iger? I thought we were bros.
Iger's a businessman, just like the rest. But I do like Iger to a degree. But
I like him better than JPEG.
Yeah, of course. So, I don't know. You were on your phone. I wasn't sure how much you were, soaking in what I was saying. But like, the re-theming could have the Disney magic because you got your characters. We also have the greenery, the ability to have the great mood of the bayou. I guess the only thing, and by the way, that drop, it needs to be, are you ready? It needs to be that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, that would be.
It kind of has to be. If it's not that, I'll be like,
that would be pretty cool.
But then afterwards, I don't want to hear Mama Odie singing, dig a little deeper. I'm like, I'd rather hear the zippity doo dah, thank you.
Yeah. And that's going to happen too. What's going to happen is we're not going to get the, are you ready? But we are going to get it.
Dig a little deeper. Yeah.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yep. Under Iger's watch too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that I can't really picture what it'll be like at the start of it. It'll be like because Splash Mountain starts outside and then it kind of like goes through this small little drop and then you're inside. I'm feeling we'll be at the bayou at night. You got Lewis the alligator, or is he crocodile?
Hold on. Crocodile. Lewis
the crocodile. I'm going to call him an alligator.
No, I'm like 90% sure he's a crocodile. Because I think in the song he says something about singing crocodile. Oh, no, that's the Grinch song. See, say crocodile. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an alligator. He's an alligator.
I was thinking about the Grinch song.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
So Lewis the alligator, which is also like this big character like Brer Bear. You've got Facilier.
They have, I think, one of the drops like is going to be like all the fireflies. It's going to be a real beautiful thing. You know what I mean? What, you hating? You hating already? You'd rather drop in the dark?
What do you mean? What do you mean the fireflies? Like at the end?
No. Well, remember
Oh.
we're gonna take you down. We're gonna take you down. Paul's favorite song.
I just don't love I don't love all of the songs. That's the problem.
Right. So
what do you love all the songs in Princess and the Frog?
I do. I think it's Randy Newman's best work.
Better than James and the Giant Peach?
I hate James.
Yeah,
James
me
and the
too.
Giant Peach. It's terrible.
I hated it. When I watched it, I couldn't wait for it to be done.
Terrible movie. And Randy Newman's a real hit or miss artist.
Yeah, mostly miss, but yeah.
Mostly miss. He got lucky with Toy Story. And then when Toy Story 4 came out, that abomination.
Oh, what was that song?
Ain't gonna let you throw yourself away or something like that.
Yeah.
Terrible. Oh, I won't let you. I won't let you. It's like, oh, how long did you work on that?
Yeah, I know. Right? I won't let you throw yourself
But
away.
here's this. There was a Frozen 2 documentary. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was of the making of and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very entertaining. Highly recommend. But it showed like some of the inner workings, specifically with the Lopez's and the music, and they were jumping through some hoops. If you remember.
They were part of the story. Like, they were talking creatively.
Because here's what it was. While they were doing, what's that song? I didn't care for Frozen 2.
Show Yourself?
That's it. When they were doing Show Yourself, they still didn't know who was going to be
Singing.
Singing.
Who was going to be the voice.
Who was going to be the voice. So
which is wild.
not only is that an impossible task to give an artist, write a song. We don't really know like who's going to be it's going to be about, but write that song. Okay. So anyway, it was hard to begin with. I'm a big Lopez. I'm a fan of Lopez's, big fan. Hard to begin with. But here's the thing. In the documentary, they were jumping through hoops, making changes after changes, taking criticism after criticism. Another reason why it must be hard, working that hard and then hearing all this criticism.
Yeah.
Ugh. But anyway,
What?
no one said that to Randy Newman.
No one said, Randy, can you rework this to be a little better?
The whole song is literally the repeat of like 6 words. And Show Yourself is this immaculate song.
Yeah.
Got criticized like crazy.
Hey, Randy, this is Toy Story 4. This is the 4th one. This is probably the last one. We need something big. And then he had the nerve to write that song.
Honestly, he was probably like, no, I don't support this. And he was like, oh, well, if you're gonna make me do it, I'll show you.
Would you have rather? Okay, we're not gonna get into like I don't want to talk at all politically. I really don't. Would you? But on I wanted to know your opinion. Would you have rather the music in Princess and the Frog have been written by somebody more authentic to like jazz and?
That's a handsome question because 9 times out of 10 I would say yes.
Because like, do you think we got the songs we got? You love them, awesome. Would we have gotten better songs?
That's a tough question. Because
is Randy Newman's best work just as good as somebody else's normal work?
That's an interesting question because here's the thing. Not necessarily a jazz fan, but I love the idea of jazz. Not like, so we live in the northeast part of the country and there's no good jazz up here, let's just say. But if you go to a place where jazz is the happening thing, I bet I could sit in a jazz club all night. It's organized chaos. People are playing the horns, playing piano, got the upright bass.
Yeah.
They're following some sheet music, but they're taking their own liberties, going crazy, doing their own thing. It is organized chaos, and I'm all about it. With that being said,
Yeah.
for someone who hasn't experienced that, this is a good intermediate way to shine a spotlight on that, but also keep it in the Disney realm so it's also kid-friendly. Because I can tell you right now, I'll even say past kids, but even some adults. This is elevator music to some adults.
Yeah.
This is,
But-
you put it on the background, talk over at a cocktail party kind of music.
Yeah, but, like, the Lopez's worked on Coco, which is Mexican themed, and I think that they did a good job with the music.
They did a fantastic job. Big Lopez fan. Cheers to you
But
guys.
think about that, and I'm not saying Randy Newman did a bad job, but and maybe is he a jazz guy? I don't even know.
I couldn't tell you a thing about him.
Maybe he is authentic. I don't know, but I'm just saying, you got the music in Coco. You got Lin-Manuel, who did the music for Encanto, and that's like some really great like Colombian songs and whatnot. But still, while being Lin-Manuel Miranda, it's even got rap moments and whatnot. So anyway, I'm just talking out loud. Like, would we have gotten better songs? I love the Villain song. I love Friends on the Other Side. I love Almost There, and that's kind of where it taps out for me.
And I'm a big proponent of, I've never thought about it in this sense, but I'm a big proponent of using not mainstream people, specifically in acting and whatnot. What's a good example off the top of my head here? Maybe like a biopic or whatever. If you're going to portray someone and you're going to be a big name, well, how about just find someone that is going to fit the part, kill it, make him a big name from this movie, instead of just taking the safe route, a big name. Yeah, they do a good job. They always do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
Yes. I know what you mean.
Big proponent of that. Big proponent of that.
As am I.
Which, by the way, have you seen Elvis yet?
No. I knew you were gonna.
That-
I knew that's where you were talking.
That's it. Didn't really care for the movie.
Oh no.
I have a few problems with it. It was a little Tom Hanks heavy, the manager. If you're going to call a movie Elvis, I want to see Elvis. It was a little manager.
Yeah. Why didn't they
heavy.
just call the movie Tom?
You know, amen to that. Cheers. Cheers, Tom. You did great in Pinocchio. But here's the thing. Also didn't care for the director. Very Moulin Rouge. I'm sick and tired of it. I hate most of his movies. Don't like his directing style
It's
at all.
It's the same director as Moulin Rouge.
The same director. I really don't like his directing style.
I don't like it.
So there was that. It was a little long, and then people thought the ending was heartfelt. I didn't think so. I know what it was trying to do, and I've seen some movies that have done it and done it better.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you, see it for this guy, Austin Butler. Oh,
Yeah.
this guy. And talk about, like, he did some TV shows or whatnot, but this was his break. This was, he wasn't a big name.
Right.
Dude.
Right. That's the way to do it.
This is
Find somebody legit who's gonna.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. What more do I need to what more evidence do I need to show you?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where watch the movie for him.
Mm-hmm. I'll watch it.
He recently won the Golden Globe, actually. That's why it's on my mind.
Oh, really?
For Best Actor.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think he's going to win the Oscar. And honestly, I'm for it.
No
He did a
kidding.
great job.
Yeah.
And honestly,
yeah.
I don't mean to keep talking about Elvis.
No.
But
it's good.
honestly, the part that everyone kept on saying the ending was emotional. Get out of here with that. It wasn't. But the part that got me the most, every once in a while I'll watch a movie and I'll just, even if it's a mediocre movie, because it didn't love Elvis. But every once in a while I'll be watching a movie and I'll just stop and I'll go, wow. Just what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing right now. And there was a scene right in the middle of the movie where that happened. That was the most powerful scene.
Oh yeah.
No one's talking about that though.
Right.
But yeah, we'll talk about it when you see it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
No, you brought up Golden Globe, so I was like, Disney had a pretty rough year.
Disney
for movies.
Disney had a rough year.
So they had Lightyear and Strange World, which, by the way, I watched Strange World, and you watched Lightyear.
I did. Yeah.
I liked Strange World. I liked it. I watched it and I liked it. I definitely what's it on Rotten Tomatoes? I don't even know.
Can I guess? Let me guess.
I know it bombed. It did
It
not
bombed.
make money.
I think it'll be high 40s, low 50s, honestly.
72%. And you know what? I think that's right where I'd rate
What did
it.
audiences give it?
66.
Well, there we go.
Well, so only like 6 points less. I think that is fair. I think it's fairly rated. So like it's not. I wouldn't call it great. Like I'm not aching to watch it again. But while I was watching it, I was invested enough and I was enjoying myself. Then when it was done, I'm like, oh, that wasn't bad. That was fine. That was good. You know. Lightyear, you didn't like.
Didn't care for Lightyear at all. And here's the thing. I had my problems with keeping Toy Story going with Toy Story 4. Thought it's the worst Pixar movie. But and then when they did Lightyear, I liked the idea they were going for. It's the movie that Andy watched and whatnot. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Ultimately, though, who cares? I don't. And then the big Zurg reveal, John. You gotta watch this movie. The Zurg reveal, hated it.
Yeah.
Hated it. It was so stupid. Oh, man.
So Lightyear is the worst Pixar movie now.
No, I would watch Lightyear before I watched Toy Story 4.
Really?
Yeah, I would.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Toy Story 4 wasn't that bad.
I know. I really hated it. And, you know, looking past... No, I can't... I was going to say looking past the fact that I hated that they made a fourth one, but I can't. Because that's a big reason why I hated it. I'm watching it, I go, this shouldn't be a thing right now.
Oh, dude! But see, you have this idea in your look at you're closed-minded already.
John,
That's hard.
John,
Because you're watching it.
you got to give me this. Though.
You're about to press play, and you're like, "I wish this didn't exist." You're not gonna like it, no matter what plays.
You got to give me this, though. I know I'm closed-minded, and I hear you. You
Okay.
got to give me this, though.
What do I gotta give you?
Toy Story 3 ended it perfectly. The first 2 Toy Stories are 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. The third one, for some reason, 99% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
The perfect trilogy right there. It ended perfectly. There was
the
no reason to continue.
fourth one is like 97%. It's right up there.
There was no reason to continue.
There wasn't a reason to continue. The trilogy ended perfectly. However, Splash Mountain. No, I'm just kidding. However, I'm saying that for it not needing to exist, you could hate it all you want for that reason, but the movie, as a movie, in its own context, is not a bad movie. It's quite enjoyable, in my opinion. But you can hate it for the context it's in, but out of context, just as if I press play start to finish, this movie is not a bad movie. So that's what I mean by, like, I know you know that you're being a little close-minded with this, but maybe try it again, or not. But maybe try it again, because I'm pretty sure that Lightyear didn't need to exist.
Lightyear definitely didn't need to exist.
So why ain't you hating that?
Oh, I'm hating Lightyear. Believe me, I'm hating Lightyear. I am maybe going a little bit more easy as to not spoil.
Okay.
Because I want the Zurg, specifically the Zurg reveal,
Yeah.
to be as new to you as possible.
Okay. And then I think Turning Red was a good movie. I quite liked it. So I think if any Disney movie that came out this year was to win anything or get nominated for something, I think Turning Red. Like, if Turning Red gets nominated for Best Animated Picture of the Year, I would root for that. Did you see Turning Red?
No. I saw the trailer. The animation style looks terrible. I think the storyline looks terrible. What is it? It's a little girl that turns into a panda, right?
Mm-hmm.
Giant panda.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Dude.
And
you got to open your
hey,
mind.
what's happening with the animation now? What's happening? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
That's one movie that did that. They're not doing that. Look at Lightyear's animation. It's nothing like Turning Red.
Oh, Strange World is a little funky too.
But that's Disney animation. We got Pixar and Disney animation. And Strange World is well animated. The characters might look a little caricature-y, but I think it's beautifully animated. So you got to watch these movies before you're solidifying an opinion. I need you to watch Turning Red. It's a good movie. And by the way, it's Chinese culture, so maybe they're trying to animate it more of an anime style for the Asian animation style, and kind of like pay homage to that. There's a lot of stuff like that that's like very like, ooh, that's very anime-ish. I think that's what they were going for in that. Lightyear, they were obviously going for something completely not kid-friendly or adult-friendly. And then Strange World, it was just I don't know. I don't see what you say about Strange World. I think it's animated normally. Maybe the characters look a little
right. I could be talking out my ass on that one too. I think I watched the trailer once.
Okay. It's normal animation. Like it feels like, oh, this is a movie that I'm watching that's animated. So, I do. So anyway, yeah, just a little thing to talk about. Disney animation, where it is, where it's been, where it was. I think Song of the South had really good animation married to live action. I believe it did it before Mary Poppins. And I think that the shorts have been represented very well and very immersively in Splash Mountain, and I hope they do the same. I certainly hope they don't rush the job with Princess and the Frog.
I'm going to not completely rush to judgment here. Mm-hmm. Because I do love Princess and the Frog.
You're not going to pull a Toy Story 4 and not completely rush.
I'm not going to pee a T4.
Got it.
But I will. I have to. It's almost impossible to not state the upset, because I did love Splash Mountain so much.
Right.
But and another thing, if it's going to be the new. I hesitate to say go-to ride, because Splash Mountain was popular to begin with, so it's not even like it's going to be like...
But it will be. Like, I'll still keep the same ride strategy. I'll still go there first. Like, when the park opens, I'll go there, and then I'll hit Thunder Mountain. It's not going to change my ride strategy. I'll still go there,
Interesting. I haven't thought about it. I wonder if it'll change my ride strategy.
If you have 4 rides, you got Splash, Thunder, Pirates, Haunted, that are all in the vicinity. If you're going to hit those other 3, and Princess of Bayou's, Tiana's Bayou Adventures is right there, well, you hit that,
Oh. That's your ride strategy?
Splash, Thunder, Pirates, Haunted.
Oh. That's interesting.
Oh, we'll talk ride strategy.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Bookmark that. We'll save that for another pod.
So.
Yeah. But ultimately, I think that we'll give it its
we'll reserve judgment. I think you worded it very well. We reserve judgment because we like Princess and the Frog. We're just gonna miss Splash Mountain. We'll always have fond memories of Splash Mountain.
Absolutely. And it's one of those things where, as time goes on, there's still always probably going to be merchandise of Splash Mountain too. And it's going to be one of those things where it's going to come back, and it's going to be one of the big sellers because, remember when?
Yeah, because I think they did that with like the Great Movie Ride. Like there's still some Great Movie Ride merch, I think. And I love Splash Mountain merch. My goodness.
Yep.
Such a cool theme for me.
It's going to not be around anymore, but it'll always kind of be around, I think. That's what I think.
You know what I heard? The name Splash Mountain was given by Michael Eisner for synergy, because the movie Splash was coming out with Tom Hanks. And he said, name is Splash Mountain, which I love that name. Yeah. But it's odd.
That is odd.
Like it was named Splash Mountain for a reason that has nothing to do with Song of the South or Brer Rabbit or.
I would have been against that.
Yeah.
If it was Princess and the Frog ride and they were changing it to Splash Mountain, and I heard that,
right, it'd be weird.
I'd be giving it some hate on the mouse cheers right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
I think that the queue line is some of my favorite. It's like perfectly air conditioned. I love the walls around me. You see the shadow of Brer Frog like rocking back and forth telling a story.
It's a 10 out of 10 as far as
I'm gonna get emotional.
Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 as far as both atmosphere goes, as enjoyability goes,
Yeah.
as music goes. It's the full package, and that's why the devastation, really.
Yeah.
That's why the devastation.
So take your time. Don't mess it up.
We'll reserve judgment until then.
Indeed.
But to send Splash Mountain off,
Yeah.
you know what I'll say.
We're gonna cheers to that.
We'll cheers to that.
Yeah. That's what I thought. It's good old Splash Mountain.
I'm out.
I am not.
Cheers.